Hey, what's up, amazing people? This is Miss Fabb back with another tutorial. So this time I would be showing how to start an application for your Canadian visa experience. For the purposes of this video, I would make a student application because that's what I am. I'm an international student right now. And if you haven't watched the first part of the series, it is where I showed you how to create an IRCC account. So if you have not watched that part yet, you should go there, click here if you want, and then go back to this video because we were going to start on where I left off from that video. So go check that out. If you want to apply for your own student permit, or you're gonna do like a DIY application and you don't know anything, so I created a playlist right here for future international students here in Canada. And without further ado, let's get on with this video. Okay, so we are back in Miss Fabb's account. So here is your dashboard. I believe it's called the dashboard. This is where you look at like the applications you've already submitted, since we have not yet made a new account or like a new application. You don't have anything there yet, no data available. And then if you started but you haven't finished or submitted it, you will see it under here. So continue an application you have not submitted. Later I'll show you how it will look like once we started an application. So here under start an application, you want to go to apply to come to Canada. So if you click this, so apply to come to Canada, this link is applicable for those who want to start a visitor visa, work and study permit, express entry, and international experience. Let's apply to come to Canada. Alright, so personal checklist. So this is the checklist that you need to answer. So if you already have a personal reference code, just put it here. But if you don't have a personal reference code, which I assume most of you don't know or like don't have any yet, you just need to choose between visitor visa, study or work permit, express entry, and international experience. So we're gonna click visitor visa. Find out if you're eligible to apply. So we're gonna answer some questions. If they're gonna check if you are eligible to apply for a visitor, student, or work permit. So what would you like to do in Canada? So do you want to study, visit, move, work, etc.? So I'm gonna choose study. Then how long are you planning to stay to Canada? So temporarily means that you're gonna stay like for less than 6 months. Temporarily more than 6 months. So you usually, if you're a student, you would like choose at least a year or 2-year course, so that it's better for your PGWP or like your work permit in the future. So temporarily more than 6 months. Select the code that matches one of your passports. Select the code that matches the one on your passport. So I'm from the Philippines, so just look for PHL or Philippines. What is your country of territory or residence? If you are presently in Canada, you should select Canada. But I'm here in Canada right now, but I'm gonna assume like all of you are from the Philippines. So I'm just gonna pretend that I'm there back in 2020 where I'm starting to apply for it. So do you have a family member who is Canadian citizen or permanent resident? So let's just be clear for 1 second here. Family member has the definition, not because like I have an aunt or like a grand aunt or like a grandma or like 2-degree cousin, that means like I have a family member in Canada. So I'm gonna show you how to look for it. Let's go back. So if you click this, but I don't want to lose this tab, so like if you click that, you're gonna be redirected to this. A family member is defined as a spouse or common law partner, dependent children, and their dependent children. So dependent children means I'm not sure if it's like 19 or 22, less than 22, I think 22 years old to be considered dependent children. So I don't have a spouse or dependent children who are here, so I'm just gonna answer no. And then what's your date of birth? Wait, 1990 December 27. Okay, I have a favorite date. I don't know why, but I have a favorite date. Okay, I wish my birthday was December 27th. Find out if you're eligible to apply. Are you a permanent resident of the US? I say no. Click next. Have you been accepted to a DLI? So designated learning institution means there are only specific schools that accepts international students. So again, if you click here, there's a list, and then we can just delve into it in another video, but like make sure that you are applying for a designated learning institution if you're going to be an international student. So let's say yes. Have you visited or lived in any one of the designated countries for 6 consecutive months in a year? So there's a list of designated countries. Designated countries of origin include countries that do not normally produce refugees and respect human rights and offer state protection. I think I am from the designated blah blah blah. So these are the list of designated countries. I'm just gonna check if Philippines is part of the designated country, but as of this page, it is not. So let's answer no. But like if you have, you click the link and then, but they said like they removed it, so I'm kind of confused really. But let's move on. So let's just say no. Have you had a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months? So can we open this? Okay. So the physical examination should be done by accredited physicians for immigration. So there are jobs that require medical examination. So for example, I'm going to study nursing. So I work in the health science field. So I needed a medical exam. And before applying, you should do an upfront medical. So you're gonna have to answer yes on that. I don't know, if you're confused, comment down in the comment section and I'll explain further. Then, so here in this page, they're trying to know if you're gonna do the expedited one or like the fast track or the student direct process where you need to put at least 10,000 in a bank here in Canada. You need to pay your first year of tuition, and then you need to take your IELTS or other exam or TAF. I don't know what that is. So I'm just gonna assume that you're not going to the student direct path, but like let's answer no to these, then click next. What is your marital status? I am never married or single, but if you're single, you're legally separated, just choose that one. And then what is your province or territory of destination? If you're visiting multiple provinces, select the one in which you will be spending most of your time in. So I'm here in British Columbia. I'm gonna be staying most of my time in the beautiful British Columbia. Then click next. Your result. You may be eligible to come to Canada as a student. So let's click continue. We are almost there. So do you have a valid work permit or study permit and need a visa to return to Canada? So let's just say no, because we're starting our student application. Let's click next. Then, are you an exchange student? Let's say no. Is work an essential component of your study? So in some academic programs, work experience is part of the curriculum and it's called co-op work permit. So what is a co-op work permit? So if your course, for example, is nursing and you need practicum or like internship to complete your studies, it's called a co-op work permit. It's like internship or practicals. So you need a work permit for that. It's called a co-op work permit. And if you're accepted with a DLI, they're just gonna give a letter that says that you need a co-op work permit. So if work is essential, then you click yes. Are you a spouse, common law, or a child of a skilled worker or of a certain full-time international student that has or will have a status in Canada? So this will be applied to people who would be coming here with their family or with their spouse or with their child. Are you a recipient of scholarship or full bursary or Canadian aid for developing countries? No, I am a scholar of my own family. And then let's click next. I didn't know that you don't see next. It's just this button here. Are you accompanying a family member that has a status in Canada or has been recently approved to come to Canada? So if not, I went there alone. So I answered no. So have you ever committed, been arrested for blah 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 of any criminal offense in any country? So I hope not. So let's click no. Then do you want to submit an application for a family member? If you want to submit for a spouse or a child, then click yes, and then you're gonna continue to make their application wizard or like entry form. But if not, just click no. Okay, so here they're gonna ask if you're giving another person permission to see your account and then make changes with your account or submit documents for you. Basically, it's just asking if you are having a representative or an agency or a person who you want to authorize for anything that involves your application. So if you're gonna do a DIY, just click no. That's it. Read this if you don't think it's applicable to you, and then just click no. In the past, have you been given your fingerprint and photo biometrics for an application to come to Canada? Oh, let's just answer no, because I think once you submit, you will be given instructions for a biometrics. So kind of weird because I already have one and it's gonna be. So after you submit this application, they would give you instructions on how to do a biometrics, like fingerprint, I think. There are fees associated with application. Would you be paying or would you be accepted? I would be paying my application fee. Then click next. Are you able to make digital copies of your documents with a scanner or camera? If you have a scanner or a camera or your phone, you can submit the documents online. So yeah, click yes. Will you be paying your application fees online? So you can use credit card, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, JCB, China, Union Pay, Visa debit, or debit card. So say yes and then click next. So here is an opportunity to review all your answers. Just double check it, just read through it, and then click continue. And then here, there are steps. Sign into your account, save your application, upload your documents. So this is important. And then after step 4 is gonna be about payment. And then click continue. And yeah, I guess that's how you answer the forms for you to get your unique document list. So yeah, I think that's it for now. That's how you would answer a sample, or like that's a demonstration on how I would answer the form that I just did there. It's really important to know how you would answer it and know what the definition is so that you would have a smooth application. And I think I would cut it right there so that you don't get overwhelmed. If you want to see the different requirements or the documents that you need to submit in order to finish your student permit, you should stay tuned for my next video. I have this video right here that explains some of the requirements, but I'm gonna do an in-depth version in the future. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to see it. But if you want to see the video right now, it's gonna be here, and I will see you on my next video. See ya!